From the diary of Azar, born of Draknor, commander of the Consonant Legion, third year of Ygraph's third term as speaker. Standard cipher. I write this entry in my tent. The night is young. Outside, I can hear the screams of the Never. 3 of the grafted, those massive elephantine amalgams birthed by the broken ruin. The ghost owls spotted their massive forms carving a path from the west, an hour before they'd reach us at the Well of Icario. Another attack. A nightly occurrence when we stay encamped anywhere for long. Perhaps a month ago, this continual pressure would pain me. But even from the flap of my tent, I can see the light of her blade. Serikali, chosen of justice, whip of the Senate, killer of Draknor. When the alarm sounded, she stepped forward, heedless of any danger. My legion may as well have not been there. She stood tall and waited patiently for their arrival. I returned to my tent. She's finished. I don't need to have seen it. I've seen it before. I have seen the greatest swordsmen in the land ply their trade. I have studied strategic maneuvers that defy good sense. What Serikali did, what Serikali can do, is beyond mortal means. She sees the truth, where to step, where to strike. Her divine blade makes quick work of any she deems unjust. I can hear the ghost owls cheering her name. Serikali. Serikali. Unwavering, undying, shining through the dark. She keeps this camp, my people, safe. I will ensure it lasts. I will ensure she lasts. Soon, I will give the order for us to march onward into the ancient forests of Arcadia. Serikali claims all justice is temporary, but I will not settle for temporary justice. The refugees here at the Well of Icario, and any more I can reach, I will save them. They are my people, and I will not leave my people to die.
Do we want to play? I almost said Beam Saber. Band of
Yeah,
Lights.
okay.
All right, sure.
Either one.
Get in the robot. So we kick things off with our secondary mission.
This is Lark and Aoife doing the recon with the Shattered Lion.
Matthew, will you read the recon mission description for us?
Of course. Recon, infiltration. From your scouting expedition, you know the Legion pretenders are shored up in Canyon Fortress. Here, under the legitimacy of the Consonant Pact, riders arrive from all directions, bringing reports of the chaos in Shell. A few tactical muggings suggest that they have ample intel on the situation to the east. A quiet, careful team could get in and reappropriate that information for the true Legion.
Terrific. All right, Gavin, walk us through this.
Okay. Recon mission. Are all on the mission OATHSWORN to the Legion? Yes. Did the commander spend intel to give you foresight and info?
None intel.
Is everyone on the mission a specialist or soldier? No. Do any legionnaires distrust the leadership or not fear them enough to obey orders on the battlefield? No. Are the required specialists or equipment not on the mission? No. Did the quartermaster spend horses to equip the mission?
I will.
Is any legionnaire starting with heavy load? Nope. That's 2 dice. And the number of rookies who die are...
Oh, no! Oh, no.
1 and a 3.
That's our first failed mission.
Oh, no.
You fail the mission, lose 3 squad members, all specialists take level 3 harm.
Yikes.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
What happened?
They had intel, right?
They did. They did have intel.
They knew we were coming.
And we didn't. And they knew we were
We have
coming.
none intel. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think it was a massacre, right?
They got ambushed,
Yep.
which is real fucking weird for the group that's really good at looking at things.
Mm.
Maybe Eva's eye acted up.
Or maybe Aoife was distracted. Maybe Aoife could see something that wasn't mission critical.
Hmm. Maybe we tried to come in from above somehow, and they came from behind and like forced us off a cliff or something.
Oh, yeah. Just like rookies plummeting to their deaths.
Mm-hmm.
What's the level 3 harm that our specialists take?
So this is like an incapacitating level of harm.
Yeah.
Yeah, are they like pulled back by the remaining members of the Shattered Lions? God, Shattered Lions of all things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're just shattered.
Shattered is good, yeah.
Whoever ambushed them was like, we gotta teach a lesson of irony to these people.
Mm-hmm.
Works for me.
Who do we lose? Fuck.
None of them were named. I sent the Shattered Lions because they've never been on a mission before.
Hell of a first mission.
Yeah. But we have lost 3 of them, so we'll figure out names. I think we're saying all 3 of these have fallen to their deaths.
Mm-hmm.
So lorekeeper, record the names and circumstances of any fallen legionnaires in the record of the fallen. Commander, mark changes to pressure, time, and intel as a result of missions.
Oh, jeez.
Man, this is
2
bad.
failed missions.
Right, so we
Yeah.
failed that one, and we also get the penalties for the mission that we didn't take.
Yeah, which is extra pressure.
Yeah, just an assault.
So we get
Yikes.
Yeah.
So we get a time tick up from recon. We get 2 pressure tick up, bringing us to 5 pressure. We have 3 rookies die, so we go from 9 to 6 morale.
Mhm.
No change in intel.
And I don't think we have any
Eek.
changes to supply or assets above and beyond the exceptional asset that we gained with Waloot, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You did get a favor of the appropriate type. We've been talking a little bit about what upgrade we wanted to take for Serikali.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd mentioned offline, apart from this level up, that I wanted to include some kind of mechanical benefit for the beacon, because we had talked about, the narrative implication of the beacon. But I hadn't really conveyed any kind of mechanical thing. And I wound up settling on something from a different chosen playbook that I really like. It's from the Horned one. It says you gain 1 intel after completing 2 primary missions, which I really like. I think that with Serikali now capable of speaking with chosen and potentially even broken beyond this place, I think she has now become a source of intel. And because this is the second mission you've done here at the Well of Icario, I think you get 1 intel now.
Sick. Worth it. I drop a dozen more rookies off a cliff for intel. That's not Azar, that's Matthew. He actually cares about the rookies.
Of course. Do anyone else have strong feelings about Serikali's actual upgrade?
I was on the same boat as Kris in the chat about the...
Now I'm looking at the harm one more.
Yeah.
I think the harm one might be the pick here. Because tonics, they do level 1 harms, right?
Yeah, but in a bit, Nabain is going to pick up... what's the name of this again?
Field medic, was it?
Field dressing. At the end of a mission, you may expand remaining doctor uses to add 1 check to a Legionnaire's level 2 or 3 harm once per person. Which is basically going to equal that. But if we're feeling the brunt of harm now, I'm fine with swapping over to the added harm benefit.
I mean, did you have that ability already, or is that an ability that you are going to take next time?
No, that's later.
That's next one.
Yeah,
so that's 2 missions from now.
Yeah, that doesn't really help us at the moment.
And at least the Liberty will help with some of that stress recovery.
Yeah. Not having a scout or a sniper is a big deal.
Sure.
It's bad news bears.
I mean, the other thing to think about here is that we're at 6 morale, so we're getting one
action.
Yep. We can then supply for extra, but we have 2 supply left. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm fine with saying, let's go with the extra harm. We'll do a Liberty with Liberty, and then spend a supply for the healing action. That seems fine to me.
Just for my benefit, what's the title of the move we're talking about?
Azrika's Mercy. Yeah, when the Legion recuperates, place 1 additional healing tick on all Legionnaires.
I like it. Swell. Lorekeeper. Select and lead a back at camp scene.
So I have thoughts about this, but before we get into the back at camp scene, I kind of want to know what happens when the squad from the last mission gets back to the camp with Waloot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think this is going to sort of lead into the scene that I want to do.
Oh, I have an idea. What if they come back at the same time as the Shattered Lions?
Ooh.
And some of the Shattered Lions are... Maybe they're not saying it, but they're thinking, why does she get to come back?
Totally.
Mm.
Are there are there immediate reactions from any of the Legion command staff?
Yeah, I think Kael the Smiling Willow is kind of sketched out by this. And I think they might, tell a story about the old gods and the cycle of death and how this seems wrong. Granted, the cycle of life and death is being kind of broken by the fact that Kashavan themselves is broken now, but it seems like a bad omen to them.
Is this a message to the rest of the command staff, or is this just whoever will listen?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they are the type of person to have some board hanger-ons that kind of follow them around camp. that are not currently being deployed or trained at the moment. And I think they often express their opinion about things.
Interesting.
People tune into the lorekeeper takes.
Yeah. That's interesting. I like this idea of the Willow having like this little entourage.
Yeah, I mean they're like part priest, part like historian, part like rock star sort of. I feel like they exist as a lot of different like things for people.
What about the rest of the command staff? What's reactions or actions that are taken?
I mean, unless the marshal deals with it first, Azar would certainly order probably like all the scholarly types to like do a thorough check of her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it enough to say, at least for now, because I know we wanted to like point to some scenes. Maybe it's like Waloot arrives. People are like weirded out or even like resentful. And then she's like spirited away for like Nibane and McLeod and whoever else. To
probably
like,
Suleiman and Mercy or
probably.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like immediately taken to the medical tent. I mean, a lot of people are, I guess.
I think Suleiman is like poking his head around the medical tent, but they like tell him to fuck off.
No smoking in the quarantine space. Suleiman, of course, is not smoking. It's just his hair is on fire.
That's just the
He just smells like smoke no matter what.
Yeah. I like this idea of like, Waloot is there and then is immediately like quarantined.
Yeah.
Is she like conscious at this point? Like
I bet she's woken up a little, yeah.
Has she been able to talk to anybody about like what she experienced or what she remembers?
I bet not. I think folks would let's have that on screen.
Okay.
Which like maybe that's the scene. I don't know. You said you wanted to like lead into it. What back at camp scene would you like to have?
I mean, I was going to do the after an undead attack, the Legion must break camp and relocate. I think there was going to be something reaching for her.
Oh, that's good.
But I wanted to lead into that. I wanted that to be a dramatic thing that happened that interrupted things that were happening.
I know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
I
know exactly when it happens too.
Well, here, let's go in turn. Kris, can you read a mission brief for me?
Which one?
So the third one that we didn't do, the assault. Did you read that one?
Oh, yeah, sure, cool, great. Assault, in brackets undead. Oh, right. A rider from the west claims that Whisper's forces overtook her caravan and are headed this way. Jasiko's scouts have ridden out to assess the threat, but they found nothing to suggest the Never are coming, only a few straggling caravans of refugees. Could one of them be Never, trying to smuggle themselves into the oasis? Lady Jasiko asked the Legion to investigate.
Yeah, like, Waloot comes back and is quarantined, and there's all this chatter, and people from the oasis start to like show up to the Legion camp, asking to see her, asking if the rumors are true. And people are just like crowding around the Legion camp in a way that they hadn't been before. Never are literally at our gates. Like we're accustomed to fighting them off at our perimeter, but they're like literally like part of this crowd. They looked like regular people, and now they're like fighting tooth and claw to try and get to the quarantine tent. Gavin, you said you had an idea for like when this happens?
Yeah, so we were going to have a bunch of scenes where Waloot is like ushered from one place to another, right? And then eventually she's going to break.
Right, yeah.
When she breaks, that's when the Never show up.
Wait, breaks in what sense?
You know,
Has a breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Too much stress.
Gotcha.
Maybe it's less that there's like an individual quarantine tent, but it's like Oh, let's take her to where the mercies are. Oh, I've got all my books and scrolls over in the other tent. Let's take her over there. Oh, wait, maybe Suleiman might know what to do. Let's take her over there. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Should we have some scenes?
I think we've basically sketched this out, unless there's something that people really wanted to see, like a particular moment in here.
Yeah, I would like to see like the aftermath of that kind of like there's never all of a sudden in this moment there's calamity. There's Waloot is now not only conscious but is screaming. People fight them off. People like, oh, or even better. Like, okay, this ties together something else that we were saying. Who do you think rallies? Who is on hand? Who discovers there's never at the gates, grabs something and comes to fight?
Kael.
Nice.
Not Aoife or Lark.
Yeah, Kael like also wasn't on either of the primary or secondary missions, so just like has been around camp, helped me out there, and is like just trying to get people back in line of just like, listen, the fight's here now, okay? Mm-hmm. Get your shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Rachel.
I think what's tricky about this is that there is a moment of thinking, okay, there's a group of Never here. They've infiltrated in some way, but they are here, they are present, and we can deal with them. And then, like, the moment you turn your head, you spot, like, 6 or 7 more, almost from out of nowhere. And then you turn back, like, to the original group, and where there were 3, now there's 5 or 6. And it seems like, it seems as though there is a mission happening here that you've been overwhelmed. It's as if they followed one or the other group back from the battlefield. And there is a moment that feels like a tidal wave, just like surging up over top of the guards that are here, of the people that are here, and I think for the people that first jumped to the defense of the Legion camp, there is a feeling that you're done, but maybe there is the chance that having rallied to the defense of the Legion, you'll have bought them some time. And then there is a burst of light, as if the sun is rising right in front of you. And Serikali draws her blazing sword and carves through this group of Never in front of you. They just wilt away. It's like tossing dead leaves onto a fireplace. They just turn into cinders and disappear into the wind. And Kayo, I think she puts a hand on your shoulder to steady you, and then pushes you and the others back a step as she destroys them.
I think the Grinning Ravens were on guard duty. And maybe there's just a shot of Rachel's face lit up in the middle of the night like it's the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's when like Kayo turns and like sort of repurposes everyone from like we're fighting Never to we gotta get shit like off the ground. We gotta go.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you redeploy? Where does the camp move?
I mean, this redeploying a military camp takes a long time.
Sure.
It might be that all the other scenes that happen here today, happen as we move, and then we actually move at the end of this sort of downtime.
Yeah. Maybe this is the sign of like we need to head east.
We can't stay here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally what the back of camp scene says.
Mm-hmm.
That the Legion must break camp and relocate.
Right. Okay. Kayo, later, you can't get the thought out of your head that the light from Serikali's sword felt like the star. Commander, mark +1 time and +1 pressure.
Sure, I'd love to.
Quartermaster, note -1 food.
Will do.
I don't think we have a Tale of the Legion.
No, we need one more death.
We need one more death.
All right, we'll see what we can do. Quartermaster, spend free campaign actions based on the current morale.
So we're at 4 to 7 morale, so we only get one free campaign action, which sucks. Because there's more than one things I want to do. I think the free one might have to be healing. We got a bunch of hurt people. Just like a bunch. And like real hurt also? Yikes. Okay, so rest and recuperation. Every Legionnaire may mark a tick in any harm row. Once the row's healing ticks are full, you erase both ticks and all injuries in that row. And thanks to the move we just got for Serikali. Did we like agreed on that?
We
we're going with the
that.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, cool, great. So with that one, I believe Azrika's Mercy, yes. When the Legion recuperates, place 1 additional healing tick on all Legionnaires. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this also refreshes our mercy freedom.
Yes, it does.
How did the ticks on the sheets work again? I don't think I've actually ever been injured.
So each row has 2 ticks.
Okay. So with one action, we can bring our level 3 harms down to a level 2.
No, they're erased.
You clear the level 3 harm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you fill both ticks in a row, then you clear all the harm in that row.
It doesn't downgrade like in other Force and Dark games?
No.
Okay.
It's fully healed when you have 2 ticks.
Cool.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. That's what it says.
But only that row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice.
So like Lark the Reticent has Shattered and Exhausted and is only going to be able to get rid of Shattered.
Are you boosting it? Oh, wait, no, we have the divine thing. That's
we
right.
get 2 ticks per
That's
person.
right.
So
I remembered what happened 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, so Aoife's level 3 harm can be gone. Lark can get rid of either the level 3 or the level 2. The level 3 would make more sense. Nicolaj can get rid of Untrusted.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think he's a fucking champ when it comes to this relocating effort.
Or
what?
And his
What if?
Yeah,
Can I pitch a thing? Which is that because the thing that I was thinking about is like the never around here being drawn to the fact that Waloot is back and Waloot is very star-like. Like, I wonder if Nicolaj could, like, he's the one who most connected with the star and the other thing on the other side of it, aside from Serikali. So, like, what if he's just, like, he figures out kind of like, oh, we need to calm her down because never are attracted to the star and all of the things and
Yeah, I think he talks her down. That's what I was going to suggest as well.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking that we've got a new bottom of the totem pole.
Right? I was also thinking this, is that like...
It could be a little bit of both.
Yeah. And like, Nicolaj has sort of like been bloodied at this point, right? Is like...
Yeah.
Has taken his knocks.
He's been on 2 missions.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Come back from both of them. Like, if he was going to run, what with this pretend Legion and all, it's not like he hasn't had chances.
Yeah.
Enough people are just like, oh, okay, so you're like actually here. All right, fine. Yeah, and...
I mean, I think it's a bit of like, all right, you know, he might be a piece of shit, but at least he can deal with the weirdo.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
People are like probably like punching his shoulder and being like, they got you on weirdo duty, huh? Catch you later.
I heard you had to deal with that star pervert.
Oh
No!
They're back at it again.
Oh, lordy lord.
Devastating. And I think, what was it, Rahel had a bit of...
Yeah, I cleared that. The only person with harm now is...
Yes, okay, that's clear. Cool, great, awesome. Yikes. I mean, exhausted still makes sense. So, yes, and we get to clear Freedom, who gets to also heal from this.
They get to take
Wait,
harm
hold on.
another day.
No.
That means Freedom could take on Lark.
Freedom
Lark's
could
harm.
No,
you're right.
no, because yeah,
Oh,
And that would be
Freedom
one
uses
tick
this.
on
Yes,
Lark.
next time Freedom can help out again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our mercy is kind of useless until we get a second mercy, technically.
Yeah. Thanks to this upgrade. Or, alternatively, Nabane gets that level up.
Yeah. Forewarning, that's Nabane's last special ability. So.
Yeah, more.
Okay. Good.
Good.
Good to know.
Absolutely.
Oof.
Okay, that's a free action.
Yeah, it sure was. Okay. The problem is there's two things I want to do.
Got two
We
supply.
have 2 supply.
We do have 2 supply. I'm just full of fear and nervousness. Yeah, Liberty feels important because a lot of people are quite stressed. But also we're out of horses, and those seem like those would be helpful, and this is a good horse zone.
This is, in fact, the horse zone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're entering the horse zone.
Highway to the horse zone.
I mean,
Christ.
Let's think about this. Is
Horses.
there a way that we could... No.
Terrifying.
I would never think about a horse. Is there a way that we could send people on a primary mission who are not hurting too bad for stress?
Well, it depends
And
on
then
the
we could-
primary missions.
Right, but like we can choose this a little bit.
Yeah. Lance, Lark, and Kaio have the least stress.
That would be a recon mission, an assault mission. We could do any of them.
Ooh.
Yeah, so to show my hand a little bit, we need morale.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking our next one should probably be an assault mission. And so there's a way we could play this where we put the people who are lowish on stress on that assault mission, maybe with Nabane, who can heal assault a little bit. And then we just hope that we get ourselves over the morale hump such that we can, get that free extra action, saving the supply. And even in the worst case, right, we just use the supply next time.
Oh, I think if we up our morale, we don't get an extra free action.
Yeah, we do.
I think... Oh, we do?
Oh, no, not today, but...
Not
Yeah,
today.
not
No.
today.
What I'm saying
Gotcha.
is, don't think about this in terms of just this downtime. That's what
True.
I'm saying. Think about this in terms of 2 downtimes from now. Like, we don't need to Liberty here. It's not that far away. It's one mission we play away. I think it would be okay to say, let's hold on to a supply, let's grab some horsies, and let's GTFO. And, we're gambling a little bit there, but like there's ways that we could put, a rookie who has home cooking, Nabane can be on the mission, clearing 2 stress for whoever is on it, right?
Yeah.
Etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Just
That's my
an,
Horse time.
an assault mission where you're doing very little damage, but you're casting heal every single turn.
Uh-huh.
So you know...
Yeah, that's Nabane.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, no, he's obsessed now. Never mind.
Right.
Eek. Okay. Horses, then. I'm going to spend a supply for an acquire assets roll. The asset is horses.
Yeah, so we mentioned it before, but there are special horses available here. There are these enormous black horses that have this mane that is like chromatic, but also metallic. If you've ever seen bismuth,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
yeah, their manes kind of look like that.
All right angles.
I think
Holographic nail polish mains.
I think that probably like they seem stringy, but at the very tail end of like each individual strand, it does start to like fractalize into those like right angles.
It's got kind of a oil slick reflection look too.
Yeah. I think these are Selenian horses.
Cool.
Moon horses?
Did you say noon horses,
Moon.
Gavin? Moon horses.
I didn't say moon horses, but I bet some people do call them moon horses.
Well, no, Sullen
Mhm.
is the root for moon.
Yeah,
And
no, I see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up with the moon?
Do we have moons?
Do we have
there
one?
I don't know.
We talked about this. I'm almost 100% sure. I'm pretty sure we said that the moon was always full.
Yes, that sounds right.
Ugh.
I'll check the record.
What if the moon and the sun are the same and they're just always there?
It's rotating and one side
And
is
it just gets dark. It just gets dark around it.
hot and one side is cold.
I like sun and moon are the same thing. That's fun.
Some days the sun rises, but it's the cold side, so you don't get a day.
This guy is so cursed.
It's
Don't
the
worry.
oldest thing, you know?
We'll get rid of it eventually.
Thank God.
Anyway, so you get plus 2D on this gather horses roll.
Ooh.
Sweet. So it says to roll the location's assets rating
Right.
to determine the quality. So that plus 2 dice. What's the assets rating here?
Great question. And one that I know the answer to.
That's good.
While you recall that answer, I am going to say it says the action says you send a specialist to beg, borrow, or steal an asset the Legion needs. And I love the idea of as we're relocating this camp, Lance is just going like to and from other people, just like coming back, hopefully, with horses. Lance is good at talking.
Lance just
like
absolutely
Lance.
not rushed at all.
Has a nice bottle.
Exactly.
Hey, what's Lance's new scar, new trauma?
Oh,
Reckless.
Ah.
Outstanding.
I mean, he's been reckless since we first saw him.
Exactly.
But now it's official.
Yeah.
Okay, the Well of Icario asset rating is 1.
okay.
So and it's plus
So
2
3 dice.
for horses. So yeah, 3 dice.
Okay.
That's a
Okay, a 5. Christ.
We'll
on
take a
bike.
5.
Yeah.
for sure.
All right. Standard
2
quality
ones.
horses.
Yes.
That.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that you get some of the special horses, but you get the worst ones that are available because they don't want to give away.
You get the ones
their-
with split ends.
exactly, or just unruly.
They're no lemons, but they do need some TLC. Lance says from on top the one good one.
An adjacent one is busy eating Lance's hat.
Mm-hmm.
How many do we get from standard? Is that 2 more ticks? 3 more ticks? 1 more tick?
It's
I
one
think that's
thing
just
of
one
horses,
use.
right?
Yeah.
So
So we
it's
have
just-
3 more uses of horses. I
Yeah,
would
so
assume.
it's 3 ticks
Got
of
it.
horses.
The usual horse measurement.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the horse meter goes up 3 charges.
We have 3 horsepower.
I love when you have a fully charged horse
You
meter.
do the
and
horse
you're able to,
ultimate?
like 1K. Hey, yeah, exactly. You do your horse special attack.
I try really hard not to ever have my horse at 100%. I feel like it'll burn out faster if I keep it that way.
That's fair.
Horses like to exercise.
All right, horse facts complete.
Horse
On to the
facts
next one.
complete. All right, Gavin, you had an idea for a scene.
Yeah, so if we're about to move, probably want to have a scene with Lady Jasiko being mad that we're leaving.
Well, that's funny. Matthew, I think also wanted a Lady Jasiko scene.
Yeah.
So, like, just the Lady Jasiko having an audience with the commander, saying something like, I know you've been buying a lot more supplies lately. I know what's up.
Gavin, do you want to play Lady Jasiko?
Sure. Well, I figured the marshal was going to be there.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so Marshal, Commander, Lady Jasiko, anyone else want to be there? Or do you want anyone else there?
I don't know, were there any other command staff who would want to be there?
I think if we've been buying a bunch more stuff, Commander is making sure that stuff is in wagons. We gotta leave.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's true.
I think Kael's needed for morale in terms of the move.
It's interesting to me that Gavin, that you came to Lady Jasiko as like mad that we're leaving.
Well, yeah.
I'd gotten the feeling that she was like way chiller than that, and like didn't really care about our presence here.
I mean, she specifically asked for assistance with some stuff that her people can't deal with.
Sure.
And we didn't do that.
But like mad seems like a lot.
I think particularly now when there was an ask of like, hey, I think Never have infiltrated the settlement. Could you do something about it? And then nothing was done about it.
Sure.
I think that might have sparked something like that.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
Maybe not like outraged, but like feeling like, oh, I see. You've shown me who you truly are.
Sure.
Yeah. Or like, we didn't do anything about it until they came to us, which like not helpful.
I just didn't see how we got from chill lady in the saltwater to mad, but this makes more sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, those were to rookies. This is the people in charge.
Sure.
Yeah. Is this Jasiko coming to the camp, or I kind of like the idea of the commander and marshal going to Jasiko in that case.
Yeah. I think that Azar wants to... Azar has a pitch to make, and also like thinks she at least deserves the courtesy of like a heads up that we're leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And like he would want to do that in person.
Sure.
Where do we find her? Does she have an office, or do we have to go to the Salt Lake again?
So the way we contextualized her is like she is like on the move a great part of her day. I think that when you find her, she is like in the middle of trying to manage her security in such a way that like people aren't freaking out about the fact that there were Never here in the settlement. But that she's also like instituting like basically like new security checkpoints to try and like, check people out, make sure that everyone is who they say they are or behaving normally, that kind of thing.
Right.
And is like trying to manage like the difficulty of trying to get people to do this, to pay attention and to calm the people who are now being called upon to be policed in this way.
It's hard to have dignity when you're strip searched.
100%. Mm-hmm. And I think she looks up when she sees the two of you arriving, but doesn't stop what she's doing. Is like, yeah, I don't care what they say. You've got to ask them these questions, get an answer from them. If they don't answer, you've got to isolate them. Talk to your superior. Make sure that she wouldn't say superior. Talk to
the name of the person.
Yeah. Yeah, it would all be first names with her. It'd be like
Skagneck.
God damn it.
If something goes bad, use your whistle. Don't hesitate. Don't be a hero. Then like pats him on the shoulder and turns to you, but like makes it clear that she's going to keep walking where she's walking. It's like, yes.
Azar's good for a Aaron Sorkin walk and talk.
Yeah.
Azar falls into step naturally beside her.
All your people make it out?
Nope.
We're currently preparing.
Glances back at the marshal, doesn't say anything.
Shakes head. I think Marshall is going to be on Azar's other side. Just a little behind.
We came to inform you that we were departing, though I see that as unnecessary, and to offer our thanks for the hospitality.
The Well of Vicario is here to accommodate everyone. So, simply my duty as its current custodian. Where will you go?
We can't say that.
To Lady Jasiko, we can. We head northeast. There's another reason why I've come to see you, lady.
She stops, turns, crosses her arms.
I wonder for how much longer the well will stand.
I don't know. I'm not a general.
I am. You have very little time left.
I think she looks around at the crowds of refugees around her, and she spreads her arms and she's like, all I can do is solve what I see in front of me. I understand there are greater things at work, but what am I to do? Leave these people behind?
Difficult decisions will have to be made in the coming days. If you do not leave them behind now, you will die with them.
Is this why you didn't come help us flush the Never from our ranks? A difficult decision?
He grimaces slightly. If I had the men, and if I had the time, we would have done so. I have neither.
Me neither.
Yes. And that is why I ask you to come with us.
Crosses her arms again. Are you asking all of us, or simply me and my plains riders?
As many as can make the journey.
As many as can carry a gun.
He glances at Marshall like now's not the time.
I mean, gives a look like, well, we need them.
Gives a look back like, I know we need them, but still.
Boy. I feel like we've run into situations before where we felt like we need action ratings for our Legion commanders and didn't have them on hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like this is a roll.
I'm willing to roll.
Yeah, we know Marshall has a 4 in one of the things. I think it was
I think
sway.
it was discipline. Oh, was it sway? I thought it was...
Because I swayed Nikolaj, remember?
Right. Yeah, to join.
That's right, yeah. Azar is definitely a consort kind of guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he talks straight.
Yeah. But this is more of a sway kind of situation, I think.
I think that he is.
One leader to another.
I'm presuming a prior relationship here.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
The specifics of we don't need to get into.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he wouldn't do this for everybody.
No,
right?
definitely not.
He didn't go into the village by the sea that we were at and go to the leadership there before we left.
Yeah, that's true. And just to talk through what the implications of this are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people here. There are more people here than if the Plains Riders and the Legion were working together. It would still not be enough to keep all of these people safe. Yes, they will probably be safer heading east than staying here, but bringing them with will sap Legion resources and create complications.
Not to mention food and space. Yeah.
I think the most explicit thing that I can point to is that food consumption will double.
Mm-hmm.
It would at least double. Probably more.
Yeah, we can't afford to do that.
Unless the pitch is it depends on whether or not you're simply saying we will escort you or you need to leave. Which of those two do you think Azar is pitching here?
I think that Azar is pitching. You need to leave. I think Azar, if pressed on details here, I think that he would want something in between those two, which is basically like, we'll clear a path ahead, move behind us so that it is safer to move, and but quickly close enough behind us that like the encroaching wave doesn't hit.
Okay, yeah.
I'd like to get paid for this. We are a mercenary company.
It doesn't sound like Azar is making that deal.
Mm-mm.
And I think Marshall bringing that up after the fact would be interesting. The
Marshall could bring it up now.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Yeah, could pull aside.
He's willing already to like interrupt and add things here. Like
go
for it.
If you're not going to join as legionnaires, it's going to cost the people we escort.
Is that Marshall directly to Jasiko?
Yeah, we are mercenaries after all.
I think she would look back and forth between the two of you and say, like, it sounds like you need to get your offer straight.
The offer is the same, but Marshall is correct. There would have to be a sharing of resources.
You're offering to sell me something.
Services.
Protection money.
We're mercenaries.
Okay, I think this is risky limited to start.
Well, I'll help.
All right.
What's the risk?
What is the risk? That's interesting. You don't have all of your horses yet. I think the risk is you wind up coming up short on some of the assets that you tried to acquire.
What's the benefit here? We get more recruits. We get a supply tick. Like,
the benefit is these people will follow in your wake, and you'll get an additional tick of pressure.
I think this is not a good thing mechanically, Gavin.
What are we doing here then?
Sometimes the characters make decisions which are not about min-maxing.
No, like, I think the Marshal is like...
If you want to...
I was going to say, is this the point where Azar like sends the Marshal away?
I'm interested in a few different things here, and I'm willing to we can step out the bit and talk about it.
Yeah.
So like full cards on the table here. Azar, Lady Jasiko is powerful, and Azar is willing to make the road ahead slightly tougher to keep her with them, aligned with them, and alive. Because if Azar shows up at the Senate with Lady Jasiko and a crowd of people who have been saved by the two of them from certain death, that looks a certain way. And a crowd like that can be turned to a mob, say, for particular purposes.
Absolutely.
So that's Azar's interest here.
Okay, that's great, but I'd love to get paid to do it too. We've got a lot of soldiers to feed.
And to be clear, it is risky limited now in order to get paid to do it.
By that, do you mean if we increase the effect?
Oh, okay. I mischaracterized the role. So, because you are specifically asking to get paid, that made it risky limited. So the benefit is pressure goes up, they follow in your wake, and I'll give you a free acquire asset.
I'm personally good with that.
I think that's the payment here.
Okay, the Marshal isn't going to protest that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although the fact that
Marshall-
it was transactional will now color that interaction.
Well, yeah.
Sure, but I think that there's ways that Azar could like play off the marshal, like, oh, you know.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Look, I've got soldiers to feed too. We can't. We can't work for free. We can't.
Sure. Yeah.
And if anybody of your people want to be fed, can't feed themselves, I'm happy to put a gun in their hands. That's how I'm helping.
That sounds good. How are you taking that help, Azar? I'm assuming you're starting at 46 on the roll here.
So if we go up to standard,
Yeah.
what changes here?
So if you were to succeed on risky limited, then I think what you would get is you'd get paid, but you would what is the level below standard? Poor? Are there poor quality items?
Yeah, there
you
are.
would get paid with a poor quality item. Standard effect is you'll get a standard quality item.
Okay, that's worth it. I'll take that as effect.
Okay. You can do whatever else you do with the die roll here.
Tell me about a collateral die. Tell me about a devil's option.
Oh boy.
Well. A devil's option.
A devilish option, if you will.
Absolutely. The devilish option here is...
Are we just bringing Never with us?
I was going to say, I think that threat is going to be contained. But news of this decision is going to make its way back to the Never forces, and they're going to know which way you're going.
Okay.
Well, if we assault and we murder them all, then that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, just murder all the Never.
Just murder
Yeah,
every
yeah.
Never.
Just got to do that.
Easy.
Kill 6 billion Never.
Yeah.
We already know Nabane's on board for that.
Devane
Exactly.
loves us.
All right. Yeah, sure. I'll take that.
Okay.
Let's take that as die. So 5d6 risky standard. Is there some way I can push with Azar?
Sure.
We know that he would have gotten some amount of corruption had we not been careful earlier in the very first mission.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Is there a way that I can take a couple corruption ticks on this cat?
Well, the marshal theoretically would have just had to have marked one stress
Right.
just now to push.
Yeah.
I do like... I'm willing to say that you just have a stress track that you could just mark.
Okay.
Let me...
In that case, I'll push myself.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to set this up on the front page where we can keep track of everyone's... Probably not right now. Probably between sessions.
Sure. That works.
But so, like, Azar has 2. Marshall has 1. Some stuff to play around with.
Sure. Okay, then I'll push myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to great effect.
Great effect. Okay.
5d6. Great effect.
5d6.
Watch me get all ones.
Risky great.
That's a 6.
2, 2,
Look at
6,
that.
3, 1.
Or said another way, 1, 2, 2, 3, 6. Good thing I got that last die.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Jasiko starts to reply like 3 or 4 times, stopping herself, eventually just shaking her head and saying, all right. All right.
Azar, like, puts out a hand.
She takes it. You can tell that as much as she didn't want to say yes to this, she knows it's the right thing to do.
And he understands that. And he shakes it. He looks her in the eyes with his one eye. And he says, then we're in business. And they head back to camp.
Was this discussed among all of the Legion command before Azar and the marshal went and did this, or is, Lance is out like getting horses while they're doing this. Cravander is also probably doing some resupplying. They're all going to reconvene, and it's just like, hey, get ready for like twice as many people. What?
No, the deal specifically is not we're transporting them. They're going to transport themselves behind us. It's just going to put more pressure on us. We're not feeding them.
Okay. I forgot that. Okay.
In fact,
Yes.
they're feeding us.
Well, we'll see. I think it's up to Cravander, aka Kris, to decide where this extra supply is going.
Oh, right, the asset.
But
Christ.
I think Brendan like offering, hey, does any Legion command want to be part of this? I think that was in fiction Azar offering that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I was just okay. So he knows this is going to happen, so it's not like entirely surprised. Good to know. Thank you.
No worries.
Mm-hmm. Real tempted to get more horses. Because these would be good horses now.
Get some good
That was a
horses.
6.
Could we have it
Excellent horses.
so that
Or do we want more food?
the getting the horses was that supplies or that acquire assets so that we could do a different downtime action?
I'm happy for what you acquire to be a supply that you could spend on a downtime action. I think that makes the most sense.
Sure. That's
Lance,
equivalent.
Lance worked hard for those horses.
He works hard
He
for the
did.
horses.
We would never take those away from him. Because, yeah, that does mean we have an extra supply.
I think
now
whenever
if we want
Lance
to.
walks into the room, a different Andrew WK song starts playing.
It's who's our spy master's name?
But we don't have
Sam
a
Neill?
sponsor.
We don't have... Oh, Sam now?
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think of Sam Neill in that way. See, he is
Just
kind
Kind
of,
of
a spy
fulfills
master.
that role. So he just, like,
Yeah.
goes out, comes back, has info.
That's funny. Yeah, you've got another supply. What would you like to spend it on?
We could Liberty. That would free up more people for
Let's put it
things
this
to
way.
station around.
If the assault mission goes sour and we don't get the morale boost to take 2 actions,
Yeah, it's going to be a bad time.
having the liberty now will at least buffer that so that we aren't taking 0 actions.
Yep. Okay,
Also-
let's
I'm gonna
do a Liberty.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna bend in the rules on Legion commanders and stress tracks. I don't think that stress goes away as part of Liberty.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm with
That
that.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly know, like, having to drink with my boss has never made me less stressed. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh,
And-
okay. Bad times.
Liberty then.
But yeah, Liberty with Liberty.
How do you run a Liberty while you're like pulling up the tent poles?
Yeah, that's a great question. All I can think of is just like those songs that they make you sing while like putting shit away at summer camp. In the vein of like, this will be fun, right? Except like add alcohol and drugs to that.
Kind of like we've got this, we need to use it or it's gonna go bad. Do your work, but the cooler's open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What if the Liberty Hill is just like in sort of like getting all of the things into wagons? It's just like Cravander like kind of realizes like, okay, we need the morale boost. Okay, like anything that can be a little bit spare or anything that we can sort of take a little bit, like take the angel share out of, we do. Just because this is so goddamn miserable and nobody wants to be doing this, like we need to get people on board with this move for a later move too. It's kind of like there was a big blackout in like 2003 or something, and pretty much my street ended up having a block party just because everyone's like, well, our freezer is broken and like all of the appliances are dead, so we're just gonna have like a massive street-wide barbecue. Please eat this ice cream.
Yeah. I like that.
Awesome.
So it's gonna be that.
Nice.
So everybody recovers back up to 3 stress, and we get an extra morale.
Wonderful. 7 morale. Still need more morale for 2 free actions next turns.
Wait, we only get 1 morale from Liberty actions?
Now, yes.
Now
yeah,
we used to
'cause
get 2.
Which is why I wanted
broken.
tiers.
Right.
Yeah, I just can't remember. Brendan, does the Liberty asset increase that?
No, I don't think.
Or was it just the amount of stress that people got to remove?
Oh, right. You could mark a tick of Liberty asset.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I thought
I did use the Liberty.
I think Liberty lets you boost the action as if you were spending supply. So yeah, it boosts both effects.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Then 8
So if it's a
morale.
boost,
8 morale.
then we should be. So when it's boosted, you increase Legion morale by an additional 2,
9 morale.
and Legionnaires clear all stress.
All stress.
That's the
Here
boosted
we
effect, yeah.
fucking go.
So no one has any stress, and our morale would have gone up by 3.
Oh,
We have 9 morale.
So we're at 9 morale. No one has any stress.
Jesus.
Liberty coming through.
Drugs!
Look, maybe people are coming around to Suleiman. Marshall certainly is.
That's interesting that if you boost it, it heals all of it. And that means Dark Words on the Wind doesn't affect it.
What is Dark Words
That's
on the
the
Wind?
That's
ruin ability that reduces the amount of stress.
Oh. True. Oh, yeah. But I mean, we only have so much liberty, and every time we want to make more, it's a long-term
But you
project.
could also spend regular supply on it.
This
yeah.
is true.
It's more, it feels like an oversight within the core game.
Well, supply is extremely limited.
That's true.
I don't think we've ever... This is the first time we've gained supply this campaign. We
I
just
think
haven't
that's
been using it.
Yeah.
No, I think we gained... There was at one point we had like 6 supply leaving
Correct.
somewhere, and it was like, well, we can only travel with 3, so we got to use a bunch of it.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I think that's when we were leaving Sarpat.
Kagashi gave you some, I think.
Yeah. I think that was when we got Suleiman.
Okay, no, I found it. So it's restores 1 less stress. I think that means it doesn't heal all your stress. It heals all but 1 of your stress.
Okay.
But what if someone only had 1 stress? Do they just keep that? Ah.
No, I bet you heal it.
Because I think anybody who had stress, like, okay, because I think most of the people who had stress, like Kael had 1, I think Nabane
had 4.
Aoife, and yeah, Nabane, Aoife, and McLeod, I think all had 4. So are they only going down by 3?
I think that's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
No worries.
No, it's good to know this now.
I just wish there was a better... I'll think about if there's a more comprehensible way to write that in the ability. Okay, yeah.
Be like half rounded up or something.
Yeah. I will revisit. Okay. Okay. Who else has a scene in mind?
I guess one like minor idea I had that I haven't really thought through all the way is a scene between the people in the med tent.
Do we got to talk about Waloot?
We gotta put Waloot on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So this is after the freak out. This is after the Never have like been dealt with. Who's looking after Waloot? Who's involved here? Who do people want to have on screen?
Well, wouldn't Aoife and Lark also be in the med bay?
Sure.
Yeah, if you want them on screen for that.
I think the other Ember Wolves are here.
Okay.
Thar, Masha, Jemma, Bowie.
Are they like just observing, or are they like there asking questions?
I'm sure one of them's asking questions.
So is this like people have stopped like poking and prodding at Waloot for a moment, and people are like visiting?
Yeah.
Who do people want to play? Does anyone want to play Waloot?
I'd be willing to,
Okay.
unless you wanted to, Brendan.
I'm good either way. I think it's good either way.
I could play Thar.
What does Thar ask Waloot? What's Waloot like in this like aftermath of this like chaos?
I think dazed and tired.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you've been sick, or when like you did a ton of physical labor, and then the next day you're just like you're hurt, like to your bones. It feels like you got run over.
Like that feeling of desperately needing to sleep despite only having slept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thar,
So anyway, there were these dogs, and they. I'm a soldier now. Did you see? They gave me a badge.
Yeah. Congratulations, Thar. That's really great.
I mean, congratulations to you too.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I got eaten by a star, and now I'm a soldier? That's weird.
Would you rather be a rookie still?
No. Obviously. No offense, guys.
Well, I mean, we didn't go into a star. I'm being Masha. Like, if you're gonna go all the way into a star, you better at least come out a soldier. What's the point otherwise?
Everybody makes approving noises like this is common knowledge.
Just makes sense.
You know that common phrase we all had learned as children?
all the rookies have their eyes closed and arms crossed like Naruto, just sort of like nodding. Yep. I understand.
What did you see? What did you experience? This is Bowie.
Nothing and nothing. I don't know. It was bright for a second, and then the next thing I know, I'm being like trundled around camp.
Huh.
I don't feel any different. Not really.
Don't let the marshal hear you say that. I'll have you running patrols before... I don't know. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't already. I'm not gonna lie.
We're shorthanded.
Do you feel different?
No. It's just me. I'm just Waloot.
Are Waloot's eyes still kind of glowing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're all just like, mm-hmm.
Jemma has been like, not even at the foot of the bed, but like a foot away. Hands in pockets. And is like, coming out of the star didn't make you a soldier. You got made a soldier because the lorekeeper said some stuff and threw something into a fire. It was balsam.
Did I do something to you?
Plays around with a piece of pine in his pocket. No. I don't know you. I don't know anything you've done.
Jemma!
What?
It's Waloot. It's our comrade.
Be happy we got anyone back. Like, okay, but come on. It's just sort of like eyes darting between, like, you know, hand rummaging in pocket. Like, by this point, the Ember Wolves probably know that, like, when Jemma is just sort of idling, he's, like, holding onto this twig or whatever, but it's just like, Jemma, that is not her fault.
Crosses his arms.
Waloot can definitely hear all of this. She just looks down.
Dead is dead.
Yeah, and I wasn't. They just got it wrong. I wasn't dead. I didn't come back because there was nothing. I wasn't away. I was just in that thing. That's all.
And yet you can't remember anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like knocked out. You get eaten by a star. See how it deals with you.
I think Thar is overwhelmed. Like, he knows that a leader would be able to, like, diffuse this situation, but he just does not know how.
And I think Masha is, like, just ready to argue with Jemma. Like, the Shattered Lions just lost 3 people, and we got someone back. Like, why can't you just be happy about this?
We didn't get someone back. Waloot's gone. I don't know who this is.
Oh my god, then...
The dead don't come back, and if they do, they're never.
I'm not never.
You know what? Why don't you go talk to...
All right, Jemma, let's go outside. You and I, let's go for a walk.
Leave me alone. Goes outside on his own.
Maybe it would be best if I transferred.
I think Thar goes out, tries to talk to Jemma more. But we can keep the camera on Waloot.
I think Bowie stays with Waloot Keeper Company. I think you're okay. I think he's just confused. I think he's... It's really stressful. What's going on is really stressful. We don't know who to trust anymore. Nothing to do with you, but, the whole commotion just now.
And the whole pretender thing.
I don't know. They all looked at me. They said I'm not an ever. I don't feel like an ever. I don't even know what that would feel like. I'm just me. I'm just Waloot. I just want to be normal.
I believe in you, at least.
Exactly. You say you're normal. All the... Freedom says you're normal. Nabane says you're normal. The glasses guy says you're normal.
I mean, Slayamon didn't say you were
Done.
normal, but he said you were fine.
Okay, yeah, fine. Technically, sure.
I don't think I want to be whatever his normal is.
That's a loot.
Is it seen?
I think that's...
Oh, I do want... I have a button to it. Rao comes in, sees the group. Waloot,
yeah?
does the standing at attention. You've been transferred to the Star Vipers. Welcome.
Do you want to talk a little bit about where we're headed and why? I don't know if that's a whole scene,
Yeah.
but it sounded like Azar had a direction in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So from here, we could go southeast, which would be to the coast.
Mm-hmm.
The coast that has just recently picked up a heck of a lot of refugees because of another island getting eaten by the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Or we go to the northeast, which is sort of like the heart of the Arcadian sort of region.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Into the forest.
Oh, God. If we go south, those refugees are going to have to cross that water.
Yeah, and if we go to the northeast, at least in Azar's head, he has connections he can pull on.
For sure.
This whole thing is horrific and a tragedy, but I think Azar also sees it as opportunity, and I think there are other Arcadians who would also see it as an opportunity.
Love it.
It's just 2 steps to the Senate after this. So
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think there's very explicitly not a big like all the command staff together. Like, and Azar asking for their input about which direction to go this time.
Mm-hmm. There's just orders for scouts to head northeast.
Yep.
Okay. So, Quartermaster, are we going to spend horses to reduce pressure?
What's our pressure at? Oh, it's a lot.
Yes.
Did you?
No, don't worry about it.
Um,
No, I mean, like, it's pressure turns into die.
Yeah, that's 6 dice. It would reduce pressure by 1, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, five dice is a lot like 6 dice, I find.
Did you
Frequently.
Did you already increase pressure 1 for?
Yes.
Okay.
We're up to date.
I'm gonna hold my horses, thank you.
Heck.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay, then we're going to roll pressure and use the result
Hell
to
yeah.
increase time.
Average, I swear to God.
All right. Roll 6d6. Hell yeah, crits!
That's 3 6s.
Oh, man.
Average.
How come we get the crits on the bad rolls?
1, 3, 4, 6, 6, 6. That is a
Average.
critical result, which means we increase time by 5.
Hell yeah, let's
Christ.
It took us way longer than we thought with all these refugees to get through a dense fucking forest.
It really did.
Jesus
Hey, but
Christ.
pressure resets to 0, so
Pressure resets to 0.
and we're not even through with time clock 2.
I think we can't stay in this forest for very long. We may have to move next downtime.
No, I think basically we're going to be moving next downtime till the end, probably.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see.
Well, we can't move immediately when we're in the city.
Sure.
The Senate. Mhm.
So
Yeah, but who knows
it'll
what's
be
going to happen
interesting.
in the Senate?
who knows?
Who
God.
can say?
We don't have any intel, so
You have 1 intel.
that's true. We have 1 intel.
Yeah,
From the beacon?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's that? What's that like? When Serikali brings the first intel from the beacon.
God. She would come and meet Azar at his desk once again
Mm.
at night. And are there chairs in front of Azar's desk, or is this you have to stand if you're talking with the commander?
There are chairs, but they're full of papers.
Right. Okay.
She could move the papers. Azar's not going to.
She doesn't. I think she leans on she steadies herself on your desk. She looks around at all the papers and says, "You've been busy.
I have to be.
Bringing all those people along. Risky.
Seemed the just thing to do.
It is. I wanted to express my admiration. Not everyone would have extended that invitation."
I think this is surprising to Azar. He masks it, but it's visible for a moment.
Does he look up?
Oh, he looked up when she got in the room. I think that he'd been like moving papers back and forth in his hands and like shuffling between them, eyes on those, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think he does look up in surprise.
And when Azar looks up, Serikali is staring right back at him and says, "What will you do when you get to the Senate?"
I hope to be able to withstand this incoming wave. It's true.
Absolutely it is. And she says, "You and me both." And I think she begins to tell you some of the things that she's learned. Speaking with Judith, who is still on her way, about the forest of Arcadia.
Sounds great.
Um,
Oh, this is interesting.
God, if we switch Chosen at the Act 2 denouement, I would be so... Ugh, that'd be so cool.
Well, this is the first time that Serikali has been useful to Azar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is interesting.
It's going to be so interesting seeing like the juxtaposition of these two Chosen.
So, here in the forest, there are assault, recon, and religious type missions.
Feels like we need assault and recon of those two.
You gotta pick one.
I know. I was prompting you all for thoughts.
Intel is really good. We spend it
so
all
good.
the time.
Yeah.
And also, assault happens more easily. Assault happens more easily than recon does.
True.
Also, we spent a bunch of resources to make sure that our people that are good at recon are back and fit for duty.
Mm-hmm.
I just said that I think Azar knows people here and is looking for help. I think let's recon.
Okay. One important thing to know heading in, special rules for the Forest of Arcadia. The forest is hard to navigate. Take -1d to engagement rolls for missions that do not have a scout assigned to them.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Eek.
Oh, that's a big deal.
That's bad.
We only have one scout.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Gotta promote somebody real quick.
Oathsworn is an actual play podcast created by
Devin Nelson,
Gavin Fregeau.
Kris Allison.
Matthew Guzdial.
and me, Brendan McLeod. All music for the show is created by Devin Nelson. Find it and more at devindecibel.bandcamp.com. Find a link to their music and any of the games that we've played in the podcast description. Follow us at Oathsworn Pod on Twitter or Oathsworn on co-host. Until next time.